Hello, my name is Mayanka. I am accounts and a finance trainer from UPLEX. Today, we will cover the topic of accounting for bonus issue or the right issue. What will be the accounting? What will be the accounting when there is the bonus issue or right issue? Now, we will discuss such concept. Accounting for right issue and the bonus issue. Issue of bonus share. First, we will discuss issue of bonus share. What will be the issue of bonus share and what will be the accounting treatment of issuance of the bonus share. The bonus share may be defined as the issue of share at no cost to the current shareholder of the company. It is based upon the number of shares that the shareholder already owns. Is that the bonus share is the issuance of the shares, and such shares are to be issued to the existing shareholder at no cost, without any cost. In the case of bonus share, these shares are issued only for the existing shareholder or the current shareholder, and these shares are to be issued based upon the number of shares that the shareholder already owns. These bonus shares are to be issued on the basis of number of shares which are already held by the or hold by the existing shareholder. For the example, the Ram is the shareholder of an organization and he has 100 shares of such organization. The organization issue the bonus share and the ratio of the bonus share is 1 share for each 10 shares. Is that one bonus share is for the holder of 10 shares. The Ram, who is the owner of 100 share, then he will receive 10 bonus share without any cost. In the case of bonus share, there is no any requirement to payment of any amount. These shares are free of cost to the existing shareholders. In other words, no new funds are raised with the bonus issue. In the case of organization, there is no fund raised with the bonus share. Is that in the case of bonus share, when the bonus share are issued without any cost or without any payment. So in this case, there is no amount or no payment received from the shareholders in the consideration of such bonus share. While there is the increase, there is the increase in the total number of shares. There is the increase in total number of the shares which are owned by the shareholder. And but there is no any increase in the net worth of the company. Is that because in this case, in the case of issuance of the bonus share, the number of shares are increased, but the there will not be any change or there will not be any increase in the net worth of the company. For the example, there is any company which has 1 lakh shares and these shares are held by the different shareholders. Such company issue the bonus share, 1 share for 1 share for the holder of 10 shares. Is that the company issue 10,000 shares as a bonus share. So in the consideration of these bonus share, the entity will not receive any amount, or any payment from the shareholders. But is that due to this, there is no any increase in the net worth of company, but the number of the share will be 1,10,000. The number of the share will be increased by 1,10,000. By 10,000 is that now the total number of shares will be 1,10,000. Although the total number of the shares of issued share will be increased, the ratio of number of share which is held by the each shareholder remain constant. The ratio will be constant. The ratio will be constant. Bonus share is also known as capitalization of profit. The issuance of the bonus share is to be known as capitalization of profit. What is the meaning of capitalization of profit? Capitalization of the profit is the process of converting the amount of profit and reserve into paid up share capital. The capitalization of the profit is to be known as the process of converting the profit or converting the reserves into paid up capital. The company may capitalize its profit or reserve which otherwise are available for the distribution as dividend among the members by issuing fully paid bonus share to the members. The capitalization of the profit means the process of converting the profit or converting the reserves into paid up capital. A company may capitalize the amount of profit and the amount of reserve which is available for the distribution as dividend among the member by issuing the fully paid bonus share to the members. So the bonus shares are issued at no cost to the company, to the shareholder of the company. So on the basis of these all the definitions, we can say that the bonus shares are the shares which are issued to the shareholder of the organization without any cost. It is based on the number of shares. These shares are issued to the shareholder on the basis of number of shares that the shareholder, it is issued for the shareholder who are already the shareholders of the company, who has the shares of such organization will be eligible to take the bonus share of such organization. So it is the issue of bonus share. This is the introduction of issue of bonus share. Now we will discuss it by the way of example. Now we will discuss the issuance of the bonus share by the way of example. Alpha Company announced bonus issue to its shareholders in the ratio of 2:3. Is that 2 shares for every 3 shares held. Alpha Limited announced the bonus share to the existing shareholders in the ratio of 2:3. Is that if Mr. Ram hold 300 shares, if Mr. Ram held the 300 share of Alpha Company, then he will get 200 share as the bonus share, and total the amount of share is 500. Then after the receiving the bonus share, he will become the owner of 500 shares. Shareholder X has 6,000 shares before the announcement of bonus issue. Is that before the announcement of bonus issue, Mr. X has the 6,000 shares. How many shares would he have after bonus issue? Now, on the basis of such, there is a requirement to calculate the number of shares after the issuance of bonus. So, we will calculate it as follows. The company issue or it is announced bonus share in the ratio of 2:3. Is that who is the holder of 3 shares, then he will receive 2 bonus shares. Then the shareholder X will be entitled to have 4,000 bonus share. Shareholder X will be entitled to receive 4,000 share bonus share because he has 6,000 shares. 6,000 into 2 by 3. It will be 4,000. Then the number of bonus share is 4,000. Then after the issuance of the bonus share, Mr. X become the owner of 10,000 shares. 6,000 which is already held by them plus 4,000 is the number of bonus shares. So total amount of shares which are held by him will be 10,000 shares. Now we will discuss the journal entries in the respect of bonus share. What will be the journal entries in the respect of bonus share? Number 1 is upon the sanction of an issue of bonus share. When the bonus share or the issue of bonus share is sanctioned, then what will be the entry? Because the bonus share issuance of the bonus share is the capitalization of profits or capitalization of reserve. So we will debit all the reserves which are used for the issuance of bonus share. When the issue of bonus share is the capitalization of the reserve or capitalization of the profit, so for the purpose of issuance of the bonus share, we will debit all the reserves or all the profits. So the entry will be capital redemption reserve account debit. Capital redemption reserve account debit, security premium account debit. Capital redemption reserve account debit, security premium account debit, general reserve account debit, profit and loss account debit, to bonus to shareholder account. We will transfer all these reserves which are used for the bonus issue to the bonus to shareholder account. So the entry will be capital reserve account debit, security premium account debit, general reserve account debit, profit and loss account debit to bonus to shareholder account. For the issuance of the share, we will not use any specific reserve. Is that the reserve which are made for any specific liability payment or for any specific reason, then we will not use such a reserve. We will use all the general reserves. Upon issuance of bonus share, when there is the issuance of bonus share, when there is the issuance of bonus share, then we will debit the bonus to shareholder account, and we will increase the share capital. Because when there is the when there is the issuance of bonus share, then there will be the increase in share capital. Number of share capital will be increased. Then the entry will be bonus to shareholders account debit to share capital account. Bonus to shareholder account debit to share capital account. The next is when there is the sanction of bonus by converting the partly paid shares into fully paid. There is a situation or the bonus share are to be issued on the another way. The another way is the partly paid shares of the organization are converted into fully paid. Is that in this case, the amount which is not paid is that the unpaid amount is not required to be paid by the shareholder in the respect of these shares. Is that the unpaid amount is to be considered as the bonus, so the shareholder is not to be required or he is not under the obligation to pay the unpaid amount of the such unpaid capital or of such a share. So in this case, when there is the sanction of bonus by converting the partly paid share into the fully paid share. Then the entry will be general general reserve account debit, general reserve account debit, profit and loss account debit. The entry will be general reserve account debit, profit and loss account debit to bonus to shareholder account. Is that we will debit all the reserves which are utilized for the payment of or for the bonus, because the bonus is the capitalization of profit. So we will debit all the reserve which are required to be capitalized by the issue of bonus share. Then the entry will be general reserve account debit, profit and loss account debit to bonus to shareholder account. And on making the final call, when there is the making of final call, then the entry will be share final call account debit to share capital. Share final call account debit to share capital account, because there will be increase in the share capital account and the final call will be due and it will be paid. Is that by the bonus it will be adjusted? Is that the entry will be when there is the adjustment, then the entry will be bonus to shareholder account debit to share final call account. Bonus to shareholder account debit to share final call account. This is the adjustment entry. Is that the final call is adjusted with the bonus to shareholder account. So this is the accounting treatment in case when there is the issuance of any bonus, or when there is the bonus are issued on the way of partly paid shares are converted into fully paid shares. Now we will discuss another example so that we can understand the full concept of the bonus issue very properly. Following item appear in the trial balance of Bharat Limited, which is the listing company, as on 31st March 2020. 40,000 equity share of rupees 10 each, 4 lakh rupees. Capital redemption reserve. The capital redemption reserve is 55,000 rupees. The security premium 30,000 rupees. Security premium 30,000 rupees. General reserve 1 lakh 5,000 rupees. The amount of general reserve is 1 lakh 5,000 rupees. And the amount of surplus is that credit balance of profit and loss account 50,000 rupees. Equity share 4 lakh rupees. Capital redemption reserve 55,000 rupees. Security premium 30,000 rupees. General reserve 1 lakh 5,000 rupees, and the amount of surplus is that the credit balance of profit and loss account 50,000 rupees. The company decided to issue the equity shareholders a bonus at the rate of 1 share for each 4 share held, and for the purpose of this it will decided that there should be the minimum reduction in free reserve. Is that the company will issue the bonus share as 1:4, 1 for 4 shares, and the company decided that there should be the minimum reduction in the free reserves. So in the respect of this, pass the general entries. The amount of share capital is 4 lakh. So 1:4 means 1 lakh. The amount of bonus is 1 lakh. So for the purpose of this, the amount of bonus will be 1 lakhs. The entry will be capital redemption reserve account debit, security premium account debit, and general reserve account debit. As per the question, there is a requirement that there is the minimum use of free reserve. Free reserve means surplus or the profit and loss. So the free reserve will be minimum use. So first we will use capital redemption reserve 55,000 rupees, and we will use security premium which is 30,000 rupees, and then we will use general reserve 15,000 which is the balancing figure to bonus to shareholders, bonus to shareholder account, and then we will we will issue or we will capitalize the profit. This is the capitalization of profit, is that the narration will be bonus issue of 1 share for every 4 share held by utilizing the various reserve as per the board's resolution. Then we will pass another entry which is relating to the capitalization of profit. The entry will be bonus to shareholder account debit to equity share capital, because there will be increase in the equity share by 1 lakh rupees. Is that bonus to shareholder account debit to equity share capital, capitalization of profit. So these entry will be passed by the Bharat Limited in its books of accounts in the respect of issue of bonus share. The working note is the number of bonus share which is issued by Bharat Limited is equal to 40,000 share into 1 by 4 is equal to 10,000, and the value of bonus share is 10,000 into 10 rupees per share, then it will be 1 lakh. The amount of bonus share will be 10,000, or number of shares are 10,000. Number of shares are 10,000 and the value is 1 lakh rupees because 10 rupee per share. Now we will discuss another example for the proper understanding of such concept. Pass the journal entry in the following circumstances. Number 1, a company was a company with the subscribed capital of 5 lakh, which is consisting 50,000 equity share. There is a company and it has a share capital 5 lakh, 50,000 equity share of rupees 10 each, and called up capital 7.5 means 2.5 rupees is unpaid, which is not called by the company. The company want to declare 1,25,000 as a bonus out of general reserve, to the existing shares. 1,25,000 declared out of general reserve, which is to be applied in making the existing share fully paid up, is that such the amount of 1,25,000 is used from the general reserve for making the share as a fully paid up, or it is to be considered as bonus to the existing shareholder, because the existing shareholder are not required to pay such amount. The limited company having fully paid share capital of 50 lakh, which is consisting of equity share of rupees 10 each, and the amount of general reserve is 9 lakh rupees. It was resolved to capitalize 5 lakh out of general reserve by issuing 50,000 fully paid bonus share of rupees 10 each to the equity shareholder to get 1 share for every 10 share held by them in the company. Is that the ratio of issuance of the bonus share is 1:10. So we will pass the general entries. In the case of first point, we will pass the general entry because there are the share which are issued, there the bonus share are issued in the respect of final call. Is that in the case is that the bonus share are issued for for fully paid, the share which are unpaid. Is that for the purpose of this, we will make the entry general reserve account debit 1,25,000, 1,25,000 to bonus to shareholders, 1,25,000 general reserve account debit to bonus to shareholder for making provision of bonus issue. Then the next entry will be share final call account debit to equity share capital. Share final call account debit to equity share capital 1,25,000. The final call of rupees 2.5 per share on 50,000 share due as per the board resolution. Then after we will use it, and then after the bonus will be applied for this call. Then the entry will be bonus to shareholder account debit to share final call account. Bonus to shareholders account debit to share final call account 1,25,000. Such entry will be made in the case of first point when the bonus are made or the bonus are issued in the respect of partly paid to fully paid shares, when the partly paid shares are converted into fully paid shares. Now there is the another when the company want to issue 5 lakh rupees as the shares as the bonus, is that there is the bonus share 1:10. Then the entry will be general reserve account debit to bonus to shareholder. General reserve account debit to bonus to shareholder 5 lakh rupees for making the provision of bonus issue. And the next entry will be bonus to shareholder account debit to equity share capital. Bonus to shareholder account debit to equity shareholder 5 lakh rupees. So this is the accounting entries which are to be made. These all are the accounting entry which all are to be made in the case of bonus shares. So on the basis of such example, we have discussed what accounting entry are required to be made in the case of issuance of bonus share. Now we will discuss the effects of bonus issue. What will be the effects of bonus issue? Bonus issue has the following major effect. The bonus issue has the following major effects. Number one, it is increase in the share capital. Due to the bonus issue, there will be the increase in the share capital. It is reduce the EPS and other per share value. It is increase the share value and it will also increase the earning per share. It is favorable act which is considered by the market. Issuance of the bonus is to be considered as favorable as per the market. It is the adjustment in the market price. It is the adjustment in the market price and reduction in accumulated profit. There is the reduction of accumulation profit. So these all are the effects of the issue of bonus share. So we have covered the full topic of issuance of bonus share. Now there is the another point, right issue. What is the right issue? And we will discuss all the accounting treatments and the examples which is relating to the right issue. Introduction. Now first we will discuss what is the right issue. What is the right issue? Provision of section 62 subsection 1 clause A of the Companies Act 2013 govern any company, whether it is a public company or it is a private company, which is desire of raising its subscribed share capital by issuing the further share. Is that section 62 subsection 1 clause A of the Companies Act 2013 contain the provision in the respect of right issue, and it is govern any company whether it is a public company or it is a private company, which is want to or which has the desire of rising its subscribed share capital by issue the further share. Whenever a company intended to issue new shares, the voting and the governance right of the existing shareholder must be diluted if they are not allowed to preserve them. Is that when there is any organization, when there is any company which is want to issue the new shares, then the voting rights or the governance right of the existing shareholder will be diluted or may be diluted if they are not allowed to preserve them. So this is the concept or this is the introduction of issue as per the Companies Act 2013. Now, as per the Companies Act 2013, allow the existing shareholder to preserve their position by offering those newly inserted or newly issued share at the first instant to them. Is that in the case of right issue, as per the Companies Act 2013, in the case of right issue, when there is any company want to issue the further share as a right issue, then the company first first present these issue to the existing shareholders. If the existing shareholders does not want to, if the existing shareholder does not want to accept such offer, then they can preserve or then they can offer these shares to the another shareholders or to the another persons. The existing shareholder are given the right, the existing shareholder are giving a right to subscribe these share if they like. Is that the existing shareholder has the right if they want to obtain these right share, then they can. If they want to achieve them or obtain them or take them, then they can. Otherwise there is no any obligation on the existing shareholders. However, if they do not desire to subscribe these shares, if the existing shareholder does not want to subscribe these right share, then they even given the right to re-announce it in the favor of someone else. Is that if the existing shareholder does not wants to obtain these shares or does not want to subscribe all these shares, so in this case or they will transfer such right or they will re-announce such right in the favor of someone else. For the example, Mr. Ram obtained a right from A Limited, but Mr. Ram does not want to subscribe these shares which are right by the A Limited. He wants to renounce these rights to the Mr. Shyam. So he has the right that he can renounce such right in the favor of Mr. Shyam if he does not want to subscribe these shares. The value of the right. In this situation, the value of the right is equal to cum right value of share less x right value of share. Is that in the case of right, the value of the right is equal to cum right value of share. Cum right value of share less x right value of share. Cum right value of share minus x right value of share. This is the value of right. We will discuss it by an example. Assume there is a company which is make a right issue of 10,000 share. When it's existing issued and subscribed capital is there is a 1 lakh rupees. Is that there is a company which makes a right issue of 10,000 shares. to the existing shareholder, and its existing issued and paid up and subscribed share capital is 1 lakh rupees. This enable any shareholder who is having 10 shares to subscribe to one new share, is that the right share is issued in the ratio 1:10, is that the shareholder who has who has 10 share can subscribe this right share in the unit of 1. Hence, Mr. X, who is the existing shareholder and he has 1000 shares of Excel, 1000 shares of such organization, and on the basis of such offer, subscribe 10, he may subscribe 100 shares, he may subscribe 100 shares as a matter of right. The existing share percentage is 1%. So he may, if he want, then he can subscribe these shares. If a Mr. X subscribe these shares, then his percentage holding in the company will be maintained at 1%. There will not be any increase in the percentage. But if Mr. X does not mind this share, or if he does not subscribe these shares, then his share will be 0.91%. 1000 divided by 1,10,000. It will be 0.91%. Or Mr. X has an option. He may renounce the right in the favor of anyone else, say Mr. Y. Hence, these shares will be issued to Mr. Y at the instance of X. Mr. X may charge Y for this privilege, which is technically termed as value of right. Mr. X will charge the amount from Mr. Y, may charge the amount of privilege from Mr. Y, which is technically termed as the value of right. There is a company, when there is any company which is desirable to issue the new share, has an offer as per section 62 subsection 1 subsection clause A of the Companies Act 2013. If there is any company which is want to issue any right share, or the company want to issue any new share, then such a company, as per the section 62 subsection 1 clause A of the Companies Act 2013, such company, when there is any company want to issue new share and it has an offer for the issue of new share as per the Companies Act 2013, then the share of the existing equity shareholders through a letter of offer, subject to the following condition, is that such company will present such offer to the existing shareholder through a letter of offer. But there are certain conditions. Number one, the offer shall be made on the notice, by the notice which is specify the number of shares which are offered, and limited a time not be less than 15 days, and it should not be more than 30 days from the date of offer, within which the offer, if not accepted, then it is shall deemed to be declined. Is that there are some conditions when there is any offer which is made by the company to the shareholder. Number one, such offer shall be made by a notice, and such notice specify the total number of shares which are offered, and it will also consider or contain the limiting of time, and such time shall not be less than 15 days, but it not be more than 30 days from the date of offer, within which the offer. If such offer is not accepted within the period of such 30 days, then it shall be deemed to be declined. For the example, Mr. Ram, who is the shareholder of X Limited, X Limited, X Limited want to issue the right share. So X Limited prepare a notice and it is specify the number of shares which are offered by X Limited to Mr. Ram. So the time limit, the minimum time limit to accept such offer is 15 days and the maximum is 30 days. If Mr. Ram does not accept such offer within the period of 30 days, then it will be considered as declined. It will be considered as a decline. So after 30 days, Mr. Ram does not have any right. Mr. Ram does not have any right to accept such offer. Within the period of 30 days, he will accept it if he won't. So this is the first condition. The next condition is unless the article of the company otherwise provide. Unless the article of the company otherwise provide, the offer aforesaid shall be deemed to include a right exercisable by the person concerned to re-announce the share which is offered to him or any of them in the favor of any other person. And the notice shall be contain a statement in this right is that if as per the policy of the organization or if it is mentioned in the notice which is issued by the company to the shareholder, then the shareholder, then such offer aforesaid shall be deemed to include the accessible by the person accessible by the person concerned to be renewed to the any other person if he does not want to subscribe these shares. The next condition is after the expiry of time which is specified in the notice. After the expiry of the time which is explained or which is specified in the notice, or on receipt of earlier intimation from the person to whom such notice is being given that he declined to accept such an offer, the board of directors may dispose of them in such manner which is not disadvantageous to the shareholder and the company. In case when the offer of the right is not issued by the shareholder on or before the expiry of date, on or before the expiry of date, then such offer will be disposed of by the board of directors in such a manner it may not be disadvantageous to the shareholder as well as the organization. So these are the conditions of right issue. Now we will discuss the financial effect of a further issue. Now we will discuss the effect of the right issue. What will be the effect of the right issue? Financial effect. We will discuss the financial effect of the right issue. The financial effect of a business is contained in the balance sheet. The financial effect of the right issue of the business is contained in the balance sheet. The further issue of share increase the amount of equity as well as the liquid resource. When there is the issuance of the right issue, then it will increase the number of or amount of equity shares, and is that it will increase net worth of the company, and it will also increase the bank balance or the liquid resources, because when the company issue the shares, then in the consideration of it, it will receive the amount in the consideration of each issuance. Number two, the amount of the equity is the product of the further number of share which is issued multiplied by the issued price is that the amount of equity is to be increased by the additional number of the shares into multiply by issued price is that if there is the right issue 10,000 right issue are issued and 10 rupee per share, then the share capital will be increased by 10,000 into 10 by 1 lakh rupees. Next is the issue price may be higher than the face value. In the case of right issue, the issue price may be higher than the face value. Is that there may be the issue at the premium. Is that for the example, the value of the share is 10 rupees. The value of the share or the face value of the share is 10 rupees. And the company want to issue such share at 12 rupees. Then the company can issue and the 2 rupees is to be considered as the amount of premium and it will be transferred to security premium account. 10 rupees is transferred to share capital account and 2 rupees are transferred to security premium account. But as per the Companies Act 2013, if there is any company want to issue the right share at the discount, then it cannot do so. Is that the Companies Act 2013 does not allow issue of share at the discount except issue of sweat equity share under section 53. Except the sweat equity share, except the issuance of sweat equity share, the Companies Act 2013 does not allow the issuance of the shares at the discount. So these all are the financial effect of the further issue. Now, what will be the book value of the share? What is the book value of the share? Book value of the share is equal to net worth as per the books divided by number of shares. Net worth divided by number of shares. For the example, there is any company which has 10,000 shares and the amount of net worth of such organization is 1,25,000. Then the book value of the share is 1,25,000 divided by 10,000 is that 12.5 rupees per share is the book value of such share. 12.5 is the book value of such share. The market price of the share after further issue of the share is termed as X right market price of the share. Is that the market price of the share which is calculated after the right issue is to be known as X right market price of the share. X right market price of share. Theoretical X right price is deemed value which is related to the company's share immediately after the right issue transaction occurred. Is that theoretical X right price is a deemed value which is attributed or related to the company's share immediately after the issuance of right shares. This price is going to prevail after the further issue of share is executed. This price is going to be prevail after the further issue of share is executed. X right value of share is equal to X right share, X right value of the share is equal to come right value of the existing shares, come right value of the existing shares plus right share into issue price. Is that right X right value of the share is equal to right shares into issued price plus come right value of the existing shares. It will be divided by existing number of share plus number of rights. Is that come right share, come right value of existing share, please right share into issue price divided by existing number of share plus existing plus number of right issue. So the value is to be known as X right value of the share. Right of renunciation. Right of renunciation. Right of renunciation refer to the right of the shareholder to surrender his right to buy the security and transfer such right to the other person. Is that in the case of right issue, when the holder of the shares does not want to accept or subscribe the share, then he has the right, he can renounce or he can transfer such right to the another person. The shareholder that have received right, the shareholder who has received such a right of the share has three choices of what to do with the rights. Is that he has, he may accept it, he may renounce it, or he may lapse it. Value of right is equal to, value of the right is equal to cum right value of the share minus X right value of the share. The value of the right is equal to cum right value of the share minus X right value of the share. X right value of the share means cum right value of the existing share plus right issue. Right issue means right share into issue price divided by existing number of share plus number of right shares. So the X right value of share is equal to cum right value of share plus right issue divided by existing number of share plus number of right share. This is the formula of X right value of share. Now we will discuss the issuance of the right on the basis of an example. There is a company which offered new share of 100 each at the premium of 25%, means 125 rupees per share, to existing shareholder on 1 for 4 basis. The cum right market price, the cum right market price of a share is 150 rupees. The cum right market price is 150 rupees. Calculate the value of the right. Then for the purpose of this, what should be the X right market price? Then the X right market price is equal to cum right value of equity share plus right issue divided by existing number of share plus number of right issue. So the cum right market price is 150 rupees into 4 shares plus 125 into 1 share divided by 4 plus 1 share. It is assumed that it has 4 shares. So 725 divided by 5, the X right value of share is 145 rupees per share. 145 rupees is the value of X right value of share. Now we will discuss the value of right. The value of the right is equal to cum right value of share minus X right value of share. Cum right value of share is 150 and X right value of per share, which is calculated above, is 145. Is that the 5 rupees is the value of right. The 5 rupees is the value of right. So on the basis of such example, we have discussed how to use the formula of X right value of share and how we will calculate the value of right. Hence, anyone desire of having a confirm allotment of 1 share from the company at 125 will have to pay 20 to an existing shareholder who is holding 4 shares and willing to renounce his right or buy 1 share in the favor of that person. Now we will discuss the accounting for the right issue. What will be the accounting for the right issue? The accounting treatment of the right issue The accounting treatment of the right issue will be same as that there is the issuance of ordinary share. Is that in the case of right issue, it will be same. The accounting entry will be same as there is the issuance of ordinary share. Then the following entry will be made. Bank account debit to equity share capital account. Bank account debit the equity share capital account. When in case the equity shares or the rights are issued at premium, then the entry will be bank account debit to equity share capital account to security premium account. Bank account debit, equity share capital account debit to security premium account. In case when the rights share are issued at the premium. In case rights share are being offered at the premium, then the premium account is credited to then the amount of premium is to be credited to the security premium account. Then the entry will be bank account debit to equity share capital account to security premium account. Is that the security premium account will be credited by rupees by the security premium account. For the example, the company issued a share at the premium, and the face value of the share is 100 rupees and the amount of premium is 125. Sorry, the amount of premium is 25. Then the entry will be bank account debit 125 to equity share capital 100 rupees and to security premium is 25. In case when the shares are or when the right is issued at the premium. Now we will discuss it by the way of example. A company having 70,000 shares of 10 each as its issued share capital and having the market value is 21. Issued 21. The right issue in the ratio 1:10. The company has number of share 70,000 and the face value is 10 rupees. The market price of this share is 21 rupees. And the company want to issue the right issue in the ratio 1:10 at the issue price 10 rupees. Pass the journal entry in the respect of such issuance. So the accounting entry at the time of subscription of right issue by the HG shareholder will be is that the entry in the books of company will be bank account debit to equity share capital account 70,000 because it is issuing at par and it is issuing 1/10 is that 10 the holder who has 10 shares will receive 1 share is that 70,000 divided by 10 into 1 7,000 into 10 rupees. Then the right issue will be bank account debit 70,000 divided by equity share capital account 70,000. B issue of 7,000 right share at the price of 10 rupees each. Now we will discuss another example. There is a company which is having 1 lakh shares of rupees 10 each as issued share capital. And the market price or the market value of such share is 46 rupees. And the company want to issue share in the ratio of 1:10 at the issue price is 31 means 21 rupees is the amount of premium. Because the face value is 10 and the issue price is 31, then the 21 is the amount of premium. And then such amount of premium will be credited to security premium account. Then the entry will be bank account debit 3,10,000. How? 3,10,000. 1 lakh divided by 10 into 1. It is 10,000 into 31 rupees. So bank account debit 3,10,000 to equity share capital account 1 lakh and to security premium account is 2,10,000. So the amount of the premium 2,10,000 is transferred to security premium account. Now we will discuss the advantage and disadvantage of the right issue. What are the advantages and the disadvantages of the right issue? First, we will discuss advantage of right issue. Right issue enable the existing shareholder to maintain their proportional holding in the company and retain their financial and governance rights. The right issue allow the existing shareholder. It is allow the existing shareholder that they can maintain their proportionate holding in the company, and they can retain their financial and the governance right by the way of right issue. Number two, the right issue is a natural hedge. The right issue is the natural hedge against the issue expenses. Normally, it is incurred by the company in the relation to the public issue. The right issue is the natural hedge which is against the right expenses or the issue expenses, which is normally incurred by the company in the relation to public issue. The right issue has no image enhancement effect. The right issue does not have any image enhancement effect as public and shareholder view it positively. And the next advantage of the right issue is that the chance of success of the right issue is better than that of a general public offer. Is that the right issue is more successful than the general public offer, and logically it is much earlier to handle. Now we will discuss the disadvantages of right issue. The right issue invariably lead to dilute in the market value of the share of the company. The right issue is leads to the dilution in the market value of the share of the capital. Number second disadvantage of right issue is that the attractive price of the right issue should be objectively assessed against its true worth or worth to ensure that you get a bargained deal. The attractive price of the right issue should be objectively assessed against, against its price or against its true worth to ensure that you get a bargained deal. So these all are the disadvantages of the right issue. Now we will discuss the effect of right issue. What is the effect? What are the effects of the right issue? Number one, maintenance of existing shareholder proportional holding in the company and the right. The right issue maintain the proportional holding of the shareholders in the company, and it is maintain the rights. Number two, dilution in the value of share. Due to the right, there is the dilution in the value of share. It is retained their financial and governance image enhancement. Dilution in the value of the share. Number three, it is retained their financial and governance image governance, and it is enhance the image and convention in holding the convention in handling the issues. So these all are the effects of right issue. These all are the effects of the right issues. So this is the concept of right issue. So in this video, we have discussed the proper and full concept of accounting for bonus issue and the right issue. First, we have discussed bonus issue and then we have discussed the right issue. And we in this video, we have fully covered this topic, and we have understand such a topic by the way of object, by the way of examples, and it is more clear for it is more clear by the examples. So thank you so much for watching this video, and this is a I hope you understand such topic clearly. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a nice day.